We have been able to find official statements from the police chief saying we do not have a motive. That doesn't stop CNN from saying right-wing death squad, which, by the way, someone could also put that on there to troll, like we saw what happened, remember, with Christchurch, where he said, I was inspired by Candace Owens and by Ben Shapiro to shoot up.
What? He was just trolling? What do you mean? That's insane, man.
Anyway, here's Tim Pool reacting to the shooter being a fan of his, the Nazi shooter.
So my point is, this is grasping at straws, right? Because even if they can definitively prove, even if it turns out that this is legitimate, that really is this guy's profile, they're telling the truth and they have good reasons to be confident, that still is not the nail in the coffin that they think it is here.
I mean, I gotta be honest, like, I think it's funny and I really just don't care. I think we've won so much ground in the culture war that it is completely meaningless that they would even do it assuming it was a psyop. It means nothing to me. It's just funny.
The fact
What? Wait, what is he doing? Is he all right?
I think it's funny and I really just don't care. I think we've won so much ground in the culture war that it is completely meaningless that they would even do it assuming it was a psyop.
I'm not mad. I'm actually laughing. Is funny, but bro, you're talking about a mass shooter. Yo, what the f is going on, dude? Okay, this is what I noticed, and I thought I was taking crazy pills or something, given the way that these guys have been like openly acting about this stuff. Like the right used to say thoughts and, you know, prayers. I feel so sad about mass shootings. Like, oh man, how do we fix it? Don't make it political. Or they would distance themselves from the shooter if the shooter's manifesto was like, I love Tim Pool and this is why I'm shooting people. Like, not this one, okay? This shooter didn't say he loves Tim Pool, but we did find out he does love Tim Pool. Back in the day, they'd like go on the defensive and be like, this is not what I am. This is not what I represent. It's really and then the Q nightclub shooting happened, and Matt Walsh pretty much openly was like, yeah, more should happen, actually. And it's your fault for being trans in public.
To put it simply, the point of Drag Queen Story Hour and the supposed family-friendly drag shows is to turn your children queer. That is the goal. And whenever you say that, what I just said right there is going to be clipped by Media Matters. Hello, everybody, on Twitter. The people who invented it stated explicitly that that is the point, to help children live queerly. That's their quote. And the thing about the left is that what they believe and what they do, all of it is so horrifying, so perverse, so degraded, that if you just quote them, then you somehow sound like the crazy one. If you quote what they are saying, it sounds crazy just to say it out loud because it's so horrifying. Yet it's true. And this is the reason the left cares so much about this, and they defend it so vigorously. Because according to the left, think about this. According to the left, the drag queen child combination has become dangerous. They say it's a lightning rod for violent backlash, right? That's what they said. And it's greatly exaggerated, of course. Mostly it's invented out of whole cloth, actually. But even by their version of events, if it's causing this much chaos and violence, why do you insist on continuing to do it?
For those of you who don't understand what he's saying here, this is immediately in the aftermath of the Q shooting, where he falsely claims that there's a drag queen power hour for children happening at the club, and then basically says this is why you deserved, like, you know, the violence that you were subjected to is valid, and it will keep happening. It's victim blaming. He didn't even say that, like, I disavow the violence. He said it's expected, and it's going to keep happening.
And now this Nazi goes out to an Allen, Texas mall and like starts unloading into everyone he can. And these guys are like, oh, this must be a psyop. To do what exactly? Like, you think the government is doing a psyop to like make Nazis look bad? Like what? Like, I don't think anybody needs a psyop for that, dog. What do you mean? World War II was a psyop? Is that what's going on? Like, what planet are you on that you think the government needs to do a psyop to really instill the idea that Nazis are bad and can be like violent psychopaths? Like, what do you mean? What is not adding up about this entire thing? I'm imagining a guy going around being like, man, those Nazis have some good ideas. Oh no, they just did a mass murder. I guess I'm not a Nazi now. Oh man, it's making me think real long and hard about this Nazi stuff.
It means nothing to me. It's just funny.
The fact that every chance they get, they're...
To be honest, like,
if I had known that Nazis were okay with mass murder, I would not have been on board earlier. Yeah. No, I think Tim thinks it's an actual psyop against him specifically. There's no way. No, I don't think Tim thinks that. I think in the most charitable interpretation of events that are unfolding in front of our eyes, they're saying like the classic things that they say all the time, which is that like they activated like a crazy gun guy to go out and do a mass shooting so they can like justify extra funds for the intelligence communities, you know, and freak people out and I guess like make Nazis look bad. Like, it's weird. Tim Pool calls the Allen, Texas shooters pro-Nazi online footprint a psyop and blames mass shootings on multicultural.
We have this from NBC News. What we know about the slain Texas Mall massacre suspect, Mauricio Garcia. Garcia, had a tactical vest, was armed with a rifle and a handgun. A senior law enforcement official said. Authorities said he was a suspected neo-Nazi sympathizer. Now, this story it's a tragedy. It's unfortunate. And we have, unfortunately, too many of these stories that end up happening in the media. Or I'm sorry, that end up happening and then end up hitting the media. So, I mean, the first thing I just want to say before we get into any of the...
Yeah, that's what he cares about. He's like, oh, man, it sucks when my guys are out here doing stuff like this because then it makes us look bad in the media, and I hate that. You know, hey fans, just calm down, okay? Don't get out of line here. You're getting in the media, and I don't like that.
The politics from either side is, yeah, we don't want these things to happen. We want these things to stop. We need to figure out what the issue is in our society, in our culture. I genuinely believe it's disassociation. It is a dejected society where individuals don't know or care about each other. And I'll put it simply, I think it's multiculturalism. And not the idea that people of all different types are holding hands on the rainbow. It's that you have different communities stacked on top of each other and next to each other with wildly different views, and they don't like each other. And then people who are crazy will do crazy things. But what ends up happening today, we have this story from the Daily Mail. Revealed Texas gunmen staked out massacre mall to monitor peak times 3 weeks before killing 8 and posted details on Russian social media alongside photos of Nazis, guns, and ammunition. You see, here's where we get into the PSYOP. No one knows if this Russian social media profile...
I love calling this a PSYOP and then turning around and literally agreeing with the premise of what the guy is doing. Guys, I know the media is saying that this Nazi was a fan of mine and it's a PSYOP, but like the real reason why these shootings are happening is because of diversity and multiculturalism and race mixing. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Thank you. I mean, congratulations. That's a really good take. Yeah, now I know why the guy was a fan of you. At least I figured that out. Like what's the alternative there? Oh, it's happening because of multiculturalism? Okay. That's a little snide remark that you just snuck in there. So what's your suggestion? A mono-ethnic society? Is that what we're gonna do? How are we gonna go about that, Tim? Where would you be in a non-multicultural society? Aren't you like half Asian or some shit? What the what's going on there? Is the beanie on too tight? What's happening? You're bald. That's like, I guess, a genetic disability. If you go far down enough in the fascist pipeline, I'm sure that they don't consider that to be Aryan-like. You know what I mean? Where are we going?
Oh, Steven Crowder's saying this. Interesting.
We have not been able to find them yet. We have been able to find official statements from the police chief saying we do not have a motive. That doesn't stop CNN from saying right-wing death squad, which, by the way, someone could also put that on there to troll, like we saw what happened, remember, with Christchurch. Yeah. This happened where he said, I was inspired by Candace Owens and by Ben Shapiro to shoot up, I believe, was it a church or was it a synagogue? I believe it was Christchurch. I think it was a synagogue. Yeah. Synagogue, it's tough to keep track. So this is important because the truth does matter here. We have not been...
What? He was just trolling? What do you mean? Bro, he said, was Christchurch, the shooting in Christchurch, was that a f***ing synagogue or a church? It was neither, dog.
I believe, was it a church or was it a synagogue? I believe it was Christchurch.
It wasn't a church, and it wasn't a synagogue, you idiot. It was a mosque. It's like so far beyond his like realm of comprehension. That's insane, man. Anyway, it's just like he's purposely leaving out that it was a mosque. No, he's just stupid. He's stupid and he's racist, okay? And he's not even thinking about like he doesn't even comprehend that like white supremacists kill Muslims regularly, partially because he likes that shit, okay? I don't think that was a deliberate omission or a lie. I think that was just like straight up because he's just too stupid. That's what I think, okay?
Man, if you look at a guy who has a swastika on him and you go, that guy's not a Nazi, you might be a Nazi. Like, honestly, I've never heard someone say such stupid shit. And even if you're not a Nazi, like, I don't know. I mean, under the Nazi regime, you would be melted because, I'm sorry, you're mentally stunted, okay? There's no two ways to put it. Like, your brain doesn't work. And the Nazis weren't too fond of that. They will kill you because you're insufficient mentally, okay? Because that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh, hold on now. This guy with the swastika tattoo, he might not be a Nazi. Okay, like, what? I got it. All right.